All right, welcome back. I hope you've been learning so far. So right now we're going to dive into switches and relay. I'm not going to spend so much time on switches, but I'm going to emphasize a little relays. So what are switches? Of course, you must have seen some switches, your wall switch that you use to control your light bulb. So switches are electronics components that you use to open or close an electric circuit. When it is open, it means the circuit is turned off. When it is closed, it means the circuit is turned on. So those are what you use switches for in its most simplest definition. What is a relay? A relay is a kind of electronic switch. Now, the first definition of switches that I gave, I assume we are talking about a mechanical switch where you have to use your hand to turn, to move something, to move a knob, to move a particular pedal. But for a relay, you are not actually using your hand. You are using an electronic signal or another signal to put on or off the switch. Most relays are electromechanical, but recently there are also solid state relays. That is, electromechanical relays means that they have a coil inside them that enables the movement of the internal switch. But solid state means that there's no moving parts inside the relay. All right, let's go to kinds of switches that we have. So right here are the different kinds of switches that we have. Let's start from this one here. This is a push. These are push button switches. You have rotary switch, that means you can rotate them. You have toggle switch by their names. You have slide switch. These are the most common kind of switch that you've come around when it comes to electronics. You have DIP switch. DIP switch are used in instruments to set a particular value, and this one I've not seen it before, but it's a switch. And by notation, look at this. This means single pole, single throw. Single pole, single throw. These are the kind of switches that only has 3 terminals. So you can only 2 terminals, I mean. You can only turn on. So you have 2 terminals. You can only make the circuit or close the circuit. There's no other terminal. And this is NO, means normally opened. That is, this switch is normally open. When you flip it, it closes. It closes the circuit. This one is still single pole, single throw, but it's now normally closed. That means when you now push the switch, it opens. I hope you understand that. Then you have this one, single pole, double throw. D for double, double throw. So these ones are common. For example, this here, this switch here is a single pole, double throw switch. Then you have single pole, 3 throw, 3. So when you are beginning to have 3 points, you can categorize it. It can still be slide, but there are some switches that has like 4 points. So when it's beginning to have 4 throws, it's entering into a rotary switch. But okay, let's go on. This is single throw, single pole, single throw in 2 places. Or you can call it double pole. Okay, I get it. This is single pole, single throw, but there are two switches in a single package, right? It's not actually common. I've not seen them around that much. But this is common. Single pole, double throw, in the sense that it's a single slide. For example, a slide switch. On this kind of switches, you have 6 terminals coming out of it. It's a single slide switch, but one movement can activate 2 switches at the same time. So these are switches terminologies, and you will learn how to use them as time goes forth. So those are the different kinds of switches that we have. Now let's go on to relays. Right here, I have a simple relay here with me here. So this is a simple relay. So on most relays, you will find the current ratings on it. So this relay, for example, is rated 30 ampere. Oh, it's upside down. It's rated 30 ampere. And what else is there? Can allow 240 volt AC and also 240 volt DC. Under it, you see the terminals coming out under it. You have 5 terminals altogether. These 2 terminals are for the coil, the part where you put in your electric signal that controls the switch part of the relay. All right, so what are your relays used for? So imagine you built a circuit that is controlled by a battery, a 12-volt battery, but you want that circuit to be able to turn off a bulb in your house, turn on and off a fan, turn on an electric pump. That is where you need a relay, right? That is where you need a relay. So a relay, the control point where you control your load is separate from the load. Okay, it gives you a bit of isolation. So those are what relay are used for. We'll not do any practical on relay now. Thank you. Hope you learned it. If you have any question, drop a comment, chat me up in my community, and see you soon.